Hey, I'm Brad from the Bon Appetit Test Kitchen, and I'm here with a certified badass.
One for play, and one for war.
Yeah, me too. Hello, welcome back to the 87th? 8th, 9th, 88th, 87th. One of the episodes of Good Bad or Bad Bad, the show we watch terrible movies and tell you should too. I'm your host, Brad Leone. Leone?
Then he do not put that in.
I'm joined by, I don't remember. John Lambert.
John Lambert.
The certified badass himself, the stick fighter.
You can tell by my 2 sticks and my awesome hair. 2 sticks that are clearly dowel rods.
You gotta turn a 45 your head to see the squareness of your haircut. Turn 45 like your head, just your head, like turn profile. Yeah. You can see the Lego style he achieved with the upright. Yeah, did a very good job.
By the way, that is just moose.
Yeah, well, yeah. And it's not quite as long and not quite as helmety, but you do have 2 sticks. Which
what more do you want?
What more do you need from a stick fighter? For today's episode, because this is coming out right before Halloween, we watched another Halloween little special, and as the sign behind says, Happy Halloween, everybody.
Because we have a Dean Spooktacular.
Woo! Normally we do a, what is it, Dean
Simber.
Dean Simber. We're going to mix it up this year. We're not doing Dean Simber, but we moved we saw that there's a Dean Cain film that is a Halloween movie.
Also has a dog.
And is a sequel to a film we've done on this show. It is The Dog Who Saved Halloween.
Oh my god, how do these people keep getting money?
Kyle, there's like 6 of these.
You know what that means? We got a lot of work for us.
No, fuck that. I quit the show and life. This is cyanide. No, we're not doing more of these. Unless somebody else watches them and can provide certifiable evidence that they're entertaining in any way at all, we're fucking done with this series. This one was the worst, Kyle. So the first one was also terrible, but kind of fun. And the first time you watch it, and there was at least some stuff that this one was, I watched this movie over 4.5 days. I started and stopped 8 times. Kyle, this fucking movie is so bad. It's not... Okay, so let's get into it. It's not the direct sequel to the one we did.
No, there's one or two
One
films.
in between.
Yes.
We did The Dog Who Saved Christmas, which is the first in the series. And this is the third in the series, The Dog Who Saved Halloween. The second is The Dog Who Saved Christmas Vacation, I believe. I looked it up on Wikipedia.
That have Cousin Eddie?
Probably. It wouldn't be surprised if they pull. What is Randy Quaid doing these days other than being insane on Twitter? I think it's his full-time job or whatever. But
beware of people that take notes when those notes never existed.
But no, they got for this one they got the cinematic greatness of the likes of Booger from Revenge of the Nerds.
Good old Curtis Armstrong.
Also, for 5 seconds, what's her name from the first movie? Frau, from the first movie, makes a very brief appearance at the end of this one. But let's get into the details. So Gary Valentine's back.
Just really, really not wanting to be there.
I'll do better next time, George. I promise. It was just, I was scared by the thunderstorm and the lightning. I don't know what came over me.
Not quite Kevin James is making a name for himself with this series, though, because he gets top billing in this movie over Dean Cain.
Yeah.
It goes Gary Valentine, number 1 with a bullet, then Dean Cain.
Because it was Dean Cain first, wasn't it?
I think in the first one, I think Dean Cain was top billed. Even though he's in about as much of this movie as he was the first one, which is very little. And Gary Valentine's in the whole thing, because what else is he doing with his life?
Just living in the shadows of heaven.
I don't know. I don't know Gary Valentine. I don't know why I'm so unnecessarily mean to just him. He seems like he needs somebody to be mean to.
Well, in this regard, it seemed like he really didn't want to do the first movie, but it was a paycheck.
Yeah.
And then they were like, all right, this is really successful, so we're going to keep going back to these.
How was it successful? I don't understand how it was
successful enough for 5 sequels,
That's
Brian.
what I mean. That's what blows my mind. Who's watching these movies? Kids. It's got to be little kids. It should. They must sell it to is this like playing on like ABC Family or whatever it's called these days? Like, where is this play? Where are they making money on this movie? Is it a $5 like DVD bins like at Walmart?
I mean, it's not Lifetime.
That's what I mean. I just don't know. I guess maybe cheap DVD bins, and then people see oh, it's a dog Halloween movie. I can buy that for my stupid grandkid. Boom. I don't know, but I don't know how they're making enough money to make 5 of these because there's no way this is getting theater released. There's no way. It's so bad.
I really wanted to have a theater release just to make your brain hurt more.
If any of these movies had a theater release. It's the dog who saved cinematic universe. Joey Lawrence, though, makes an appearance in this one. No longer do we have Mario Lopez. I don't know if that switched in the second one or in the third one, because, again, we haven't watched the second one. But Joey Lawrence.
Oh, good God. Vinny, forget the chocolate. Look at that little guy. No.
The plot in this one, though, is that Gary Valentine and them move into a new house a couple blocks from their old house.
You know, it's not like we moved out of state. We moved 3 blocks.
Yeah, which just tells you that the realtors were like, all right, we can't get you the other house.
Same house, no.
But we have another house.
We have another house, really nice
pretty
house.
nice. It's a few blocks over.
Yeah. Or they needed, because they wanted to be next to this big weird house.
Yeah.
So they move into a new house, and then the house next to them is a spooky house.
If you're watching closely, you'll see someone ghostly, a spooky kind of guy.
Spooky house, or whatever the fucking theme song was for that thing.
Spooky house. Have you heard the rumors? Everybody's talking about the spooky house.
Eating pizza like a psycho.
Give me a break. I gotta start hanging around with kids my own age before I start sucking my...
Yeah. And so there's a spooky house that is occupied by Lance Henriksen.
Whoa, how you doing? Hi, how are ya? Sorry, I'm bird watching. Little hobby of mine.
Which, why? Lance
First
Henriksen,
off,
bud.
wow, he fell off the deep end. Secondly, second time we've had him in Good Bad
I know,
Bad.
buddy. You're a bishop. What are you doing, dude?
He was also a very unintimidating bad guy in No Contest, too.
In the roulette of life, I'm Vegas.
You're Vegas? Well, I'm Jackpot. Jackpot!
Yeah, did James Cameron just stop calling him because, I
guess
he was in Terminator and Aliens and some other stuff. Obviously, as Bush.
I'm telling you, buddy, ever since we moved into our new home, some weird things have been happening.
You know I have issues about going out in thunderstorms, right, Georgie? Ooh, I know. Let's go back inside, because the Real House Puppies of Beverly Hills is about to start.
And then so it's a spooky house, and he runs outside, and I don't even know what they're doing in this opening scene.
Yeah, it doesn't make any
They don't
sense.
explain it. He just walks outside.
It's essentially a cold open, right?
Yeah. Well, he walks outside. He's like, "Come on, Zeus." Gary Valentine's like, "Come on, Zeus, let's go." But he never says let's go investigate the neighbor's house because of something. They just walk over and walk up to the neighbor's house for no reason. I don't know. We eventually find out because he thinks he saw something weird there, but they don't. It's weird.
Seems like there's someone in there, buddy.
That's great. Let's go, come on.
He has become like a paranoid, crazy person.
He's straight up a crazy person who would be the worst neighbor to have because he's just going to break into your house if you do anything he deems suspicious. Which is getting deliveries.
Boy, I thought of getting a delivery in the middle of the night.
He wakes up, the entire nonsense happens, pumpkin falls on his head, he wakes up the whole neighborhood, and they're all like, what's wrong with you? And then, but they never explain what he was doing, and I already truly despised this film.
But this is also when we're introduced to all the neighbors. And they don't want anything to do with Gary Valentine or his family.
No.
At all. One of his neighbors is Curtis Armstrong Booger from Revenge of the Nerds.
Yes.
Which just tells you that they were like, we need some like B, C celebrities.
How dare you, Kyle? How dare you say that Booger from Revenge of the Nerds is a B tier celebrity? How dare?
Well, what's the definition of a B tier celebrity then?
Not Booger from Revenge of the Nerds. Dean
been in
Cain
other things.
or Kevin James is a B tier celebrity. Like, yeah, they're in like big stuff, but they're not like Brad Pitt or, you know what I mean? Like, that's a B tier celebrity. Booger is not a B tier.
Jesus. He's a character actor.
Sure, if you say so. And then we get a Monster Mash ripoff that's like the Monster Mash, but not quite.
I was having a party on Halloween when some ghostly things came to visit me.
Licensing and all that.
Have you ever heard the original Monster Mash? The lyrics are really different.
No. I'll have to go back and look at that and probably be either disgusted, horrified, or perplexed.
All three. I'll insert the video here. When you're watching the review, you'll see the original lyrics and you'll be like, wow.
This rarely seen music video features Carpazzi's original lyrics.
I was working in the lab late one night when my eyes beheld an eerie sight. For my monster from his slab began to rise, and suddenly, to my surprise, his trousers dropped right to the floor. With his bottom bare, he ran to the door. I said, Frankenstein, what's gotten into you? He said, my dick is hard and I need to screw.
He did the fuck.
He did the monster fuck.
The monster fuck.
Then the only funny moments in this movie, there's an hour and 30-minute movie. There's precisely two moments that I thought I even chuckled slightly to myself. One of them is this moment. He goes home and he's talking to his kids, and his daughter's there. By the way, completely different kids. They completely recast the kids. They're not even close. Too old. Yeah, or whatever. Yeah, they completely recast the kids. And his daughter is like telling him a setup for a joke or something, like a knock-knock or like a Halloween joke. And she goes,
what kind of a bee doesn't have a stinger?
And Kevin James or the fucking not Kevin James goes,
a dead one.
Honey.
A dead one. And then she's just like, and it's the funniest part of the whole fucking
Such a
movie.
Horrible father.
Yeah, it makes no sense. It's just, once again, the only thing that is remotely entertaining in this movie is, I'm pretty sure,
Gary Valentine.
Yeah, Gary Valentine going off script and just being an asshole to like these kids is like the only thing that's worthwhile in this whole movie.
What kind of a bee doesn't have a stinger?
A dead one.
Honey, just.
And in this scene, every shot is an uncomfortably close-up. It's all framed like it's not a extreme close-up, but it's also not a normal close-up. It's like in between.
It's like we're just like tips of facial features are hanging outside a frame, and it's very uncomfortable.
Oh, it's so uncomfortable. No. Oh, okay. Well, we'll stop it.
3 minutes. All right.
But it's very uncomfortable, and I really hated it. And whoever the cinematographer is should take a long walk off a short clip. Sorry, I don't.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Dean Cain shows up. They're at their parole officer.
Coco Diaz.
Yeah, they show up. I assume their parole officer's office, which is clearly a church office because there's like stacks of Bibles on shelves behind them and stuff, and it looks very clearly.
Well, it's the same thing of like where they're moved into the house and they're like moved in, quote unquote, all their things in the first film.
Yeah.
And then you're like, oh, Gary Valentine must be a cardiologist because they have all these cardiology books. No.
And so I guess it's their parole officer, and she's like. She's like being a hard ass on him, and she's like, in my world, people pay for the dialogue's terrible, the delivery, it's all so bad.
This is my world, baby, and in my world, characters pay for their crimes. Do you have that?
I can't stress enough how, not to spoil the end of this review, but I can't stress enough how unfun it was to watch this movie. I had negative fun watching this fucking movie. Like, I started out in a pretty good place both times, all 3 times I started watching this movie, and then gradually over the 30 minutes that I managed to stomach it, I just drained myself of all humanity.
This is a film, though, because I was watching Brian watch the last, 20 minutes of this. It is nothing but joyful entertainment watching you be completely just destroyed inside by watching this.
This is literally the worst kind of movie that we do in terms of it feels so there's no point. It feels so clearly just like a cheap cash-in of it's a holiday themed movie.
They gave you a check for $200,000.
Yeah.
And they were like, here, make a movie. And they're like, look, we really pushed it last time. I don't know if we can make up something. All right. We'll just
literally
recycle the first film with even less talent.
Literally the bare minimum of effort. Just shots are out of focus. The audio is passable, but only just.
Ugh, that's disgusting. Ew. Ugh. Gross.
All right, well, don't worry about it now, Ben.
The dialogue and script is so lazy. It's so just minimal. There's every joke is the most surface level. Somebody farted.
A little bit of gas, Ted.
And then ran around screaming. And then that's the joke for 10 straight minutes.
I want to go home! I want to go home! I want to go home! I want to go home, Mommy! Mommy, I want to go home! I want to go home!
And I don't like it. And then they the joke in this scene is after they meet with their parole officer, she's like, I got a job for you. And they're at the dog park picking up dog
poo.
Have I got the perfect assignment for the 2 of you?
You know who's supposed to do that? Fucking owners.
Yeah, and we get close-up shots of them picking up clearly piles of melted chocolate, squishing it, and it's just, they don't even make an interesting joke about it. They literally were just they're like, this. They don't even say this stinks. At least that would be maybe they do.
Oh, and by the way, if you're the kind of asshole who lets your dog shit in the dog park and you don't pick it up,
don't do that.
Yeah, you're a dick.
Stick fighters coming for you. You got one for peace, or one for fun, one for war.
Exactly.
They're bringing out the war one for you dog shitters.
One for play.
And also, there's a scene where Kevin James is sitting on the couch eating a bag of chips, and it bothers me way more than it should that he opens it from the bottom.
Oh, I got him trained.
But he decides that this is boring and he wants to go do something. Meanwhile, the kids are playing with a remote control car outside, and this scene. 2 times this remote control car makes an appearance in this movie, and both times is the wildest thing.
It also has a GoPro attached to it.
Yes,
which
we
would
never
tell
use.
you that it's oh look, made a modification. It's got a GoPro on it, which means I can look at what I'm driving at, which we should be able to use. No, that's never.
They never use it. No, they were they planned to. I think
they couldn't get it working.
Yeah, they couldn't get it working or something, or they recorded and they lost the footage or what, or yeah, something happened.
I like that is the thing with GoPros though, because if it fucks if it stops recording, if it powers off while it's recording, it corrupts the video.
I've had same issues with drones and shit where it's sometimes they don't have a safe mode where they.
By the way, GoPro fix that problem.
Maybe the new ones. Yours is a couple years old.
Hero 3, but still.
Yeah, so maybe they have fixed it by now. But
Sell out with me, oh yeah, sell out with me tonight.
Anyways, my favorite thing about the scene is these just kids driving the car around this neighborhood, and all of the people in the neighborhood are reacting with complete astonishment.
It wasn't the kid. It wasn't the kid.
Oh, was it Kevin James in this part? Who was driving it?
It's Gary Valentine, yeah.
This is so much fun. I want to try.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Sorry, yeah. Yeah.
He's driving around like an asshole around his neighbors, and then
he
runs into one of them because he's just a dick.
Right, he is. He is a dick. But this whole scene, all of these neighbors see this remote control car driving around, and they're combination astounded and horrified at the idea that a remote control car exists.
What?
They're like, what is this? What is this new fresh hell we're living in?
My God, it's like a vehicle, but tiny and more maneuverable.
That's literally their reaction. Is like, what? How? Oh my!
What?
What the heck? Oh.
But there's a moment where he pulls his dog out of the car. The spooky neighbor shows up and pulls up in front, and they're all kind of chatting about him. And Boogert's like, I think he's a mad scientist. And he pulls his dog, the mad scientist, or the Lance Henderson pulls his dog out of the car, a Medusa.
Okay. And this is the first of many times where animals talk to each other in this world, and then humans are just standing there.
Yep.
Looking at each other and not having any reaction or communicating with one another because they don't add in like little bits of audio chit chat that humans would be having dialogue.
Nope.
Tell that idiot to stay out of our yard.
Oh, yeah? Well, I'm a former canine, and I smell probable cause.
Just silent people standing around while their dogs
we get
talk.
a really good one later.
Oh, the one at the end of this movie is like 5 minutes long, and it's fucking nuts.
Pinch my tuchus and call me Sally. You're alive.
Of course I'm alive. What did you think?
Well, we all thought you were a goner.
No.
But I was really hoping when he opened the door and pulled an animal out, I was like, if he pulls out a goddamn cougar or Black Panther or whatever, and I was like
they couldn't get Ben.
The Spooky House crossover that we all needed. The Spooky House cinematic universe.
But then he would have had the kid who was adopted because remember, his parents were dead. They were very dead. He kept reminding us, well, at least you have parents.
Before dark. Me too. I have worrying mother. At least you have a mother.
Yeah. At least you have parents. My parents are dead. I'm alone in the world.
I know all that stuff.
So why do you want to go in there, Max?
Because I had nothing to live for anyway.
Gary Valentine's spying on him. He's got like body bags in his trunk, which are clearly not a body bag because
it just casually drags.
And it's
if that was a body bag, it would have significantly more weight to it.
Yeah, and then we get a cut in of them going to the dog park, and we get this was hilarious in the first movie. It was all of the dog voices, that like random dog voices that are all just like the most terrible accents.
Rusty, what's up, dog?
Hey, kid, wanna play?
Look out, ladies. Oscar is on the prowl. Hey, that's mine. Get back here.
Finders keepers.
And one of them's a child who gives straight up like the worst delivery of a...
Of course we're watching you. You're an idiot.
All of these lines, it's like they intentionally hired non-actors to do the dialogue for these dogs.
No, these are all the producers, like friends and family,
and kids. Yeah,
yeah. And they were like, "Can I be in the movie? You're putting like $50,000 into this film to have it be produced. Can my kid like voice a dog or something?"
Yeah.
Get out of here.
Why don't you make me, Tubby?
Shoot.
This is our park.
I can't stand those dogs, Ted.
The feeling's mutual, pal.
Also, then Joey Diaz smears dog shit on his face, but it looks like shoe polish.
Yes.
Like it's like pitch black. Like it does not look the color of dog shit.
No.
They had chocolate. Why didn't he just rub chocolate on his face? He straight up rubs like soot.
Did I get it?
Yeah, you got it.
Where you going? I'm talking to you. I can't go clean. I can't do it.
I'm gonna come across this table and stab you with this mechanical pencil. Right in your face. Right in your eyeball. And maybe you caught this, but does Levin Mames not have a what did I say? Levin Mames?
Levin Mames?
Kevin James. I'm having a stroke.
Mother.
We just started.
We're not even a minute in. All right.
I spilled salts around my face. Good thing I'm wearing an apron.
Hey! I'd show that, please, Vinny.
And so we find out some generators were stolen or something.
Honey, listen to this. 2 high-voltage electron generators were stolen.
And I don't know if you heard this. So he says these 2 generators were stolen, and he says the name of the place they were stolen from. Did you hear this?
What was it?
They say it like 4 times, and I heard the same thing every time. I swear to God, he goes, Last night, 2 generators were stolen from Seaman Neck.
From the Seaman Neck power plant.
I swear to God, he says Seaman Neck.
Stolen from the Seaman Neck power plant late last night.
I swear to God, Kyle, on my life, they say it like 6 times in this movie, and every time he says Seaman Neck.
Which, by the way, they're supposed to be like, are they supposed to be experimental?
He says he says electron generators.
Which,
like, yeah.
This you probably recognize as a high voltage electron generator.
But they were stolen from Seaman Neck, so cool. Dogs laying out exposition. Also, and then Zeus slut shames the neighbor who shows up in a dress, and he's like, "Put on some pants, whore."
I hope I'm not intruding. Oh, no, not at all. Can I get you some cereal or?
I know. How about some pants?
Or to like the neighbor. I was like, what is
that? Was the most Alvin Fling thing you could have said.
These holy shit, Kyle. These movies would be so much better.
You know what you need to do is get the audio from Love on a Leash and then stick it into this when appropriate.
Yeah. Oh God.
I am so depressed right now. I need some Kung Pao chicken. I gotta get me some Kung Pao.
She shows up, so the neighbor in the dress shows up, and it's her cat's missing.
Yes.
And she has a wanted poster that is a cat wearing, with like a human body with a polo shirt.
What?
I was so confused at what that was supposed to be, or like what the joke was. Like, is it that like she treats her cat like a human? But the cat's just a normal. I didn't understand it at all. But anyways, the cat's missing. Eventually, we'll figure out what happened to it, which is nothing.
We get a ha 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 moment where the kid, his son, is like staring, and he's like, "Hey, don't stare at the lady." And he falls for the same thing because look,
boobs.
Look. Sure thing, Monique.
Thanks. Bye, George.
Bye, Monique.
He's a dumb guy. He likes boobs.
He doesn't grow up either.
Boobs!
I'd appreciate it if you'd show these to anyone who might know where my poor, defenseless little Pookie Poo is.
I got a sourdough starter going right now in the other room. It smells rank. I can't wait. Kevin James has a night vision telescope for some reason.
Yeah.
Why? Sure.
Why? That's a weird purchase.
Yeah, this is a very specific thing to have a night vision telescope, but he does. Cool. Why not?
His wife looked into their Amazon account and was like, "Honey, why did you buy
He's like,
a
shut
night
the
vision
fuck up.
tactical?"
Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Don't ever talk to me. I imagine that's how Gary Valentine would talk to his wife. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. He seems like the kind of guy, specifically Gary Valentine in real life, not this character, who seems bubbly and fun on the outside, but deep down is containing a very dark demon inside of him. And so he presents forward. He's like, "Oh, I'm the jolly Kevin James's brother." But if like tomorrow we found out that Gary Valentine had murdered like several dozen people over the last 15 years, I would not be surprised.
No.
Or dogs. If he had murdered several dozen dogs.
That's at least for good reason. You guys ruined my fucking career.
Everybody hurts.
This is where my notes started. This is the end of my notes from last night, and they started devolving quickly into anger. Like, my notes are like, "Oh, Booger and the hot neighbor have some weird relationship, period. I hate this movie, period. The jokes are just the worst. The weird neighbor, I hate this movie. The ADR is obvious and terrible. The characters are nothing. They're literally just one-note, boring, human-shaped masses. And they're an insult to the idea of characters." So, and then that's when I turned the movie off and watched the rest of it today because I was done. I was so done.
Kevin James, though, I say Kevin. See, now you got me calling him Kevin James.
Who cares?
Gary Valentine.
Yes.
He has now got his entire he's got a neighborhood watch thing set up now.
Yeah.
To show everybody that Lance Henriksen is like basically a crazy madman, and he has like X number of days left until the 0 hour. Yeah. Because he looked at a marker, a dry erase board in his
It says
office
2 days till 0 hour, yeah.
So he's got everybody in his garage being like, "All right, look at this crazy person. This is all the crazy person stuff. Also, I'm not a crazy person. You're a crazy person.
I'm not crazy. You're crazy. That's who's crazy." Also, he's crazy. he goes into the house at one point. Fuck you! Fuck you! You stupid. We're getting new cameras, Kyle. So he goes into the house, and at one point they do the thing where like the eyes in a painting follow him.
Yes.
But so normally in a movie, what you would do, and again, one of the reasons I hate this movie so much is because of how lazy it is. Same thing with the last one. In a movie, you would do the thing where like, if you're gonna do the eye gag, there would be holes, and it would be somebody's actual eyes behind it moving, you know, to make it creepy or something like that.
Hey, Keenan, come here. What? Look at this paint. What about it? Man, he's ugly.
This one, because they're so lazy, they literally just CG'd the pupils on a painting moving. But here's the thing. So I was like, oh, so like actual ghosts exist in this, because that's not a thing that can happen. Like, it's a normal painting and the eyes on it move. Whereas in the real life,
well, that's not the first. That's not the last time in this that they use CG to to make it appear like ghosts.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And we'll just get to it because I don't fucking care about this movie. Is so like later on, Joey Diaz and Dean Cain break into the house because let's just get to the plot. The whole point is that eventually he hires them to break into the house.
Which, by the way, illegal, completely illegal.
Talk about a twist.
Don't do that.
Yeah, talk about a twist. Gary Valentine hires Dean Cain and Joey Diaz. He sees them in the park, hires them to break into the house because he's like, I need to figure out what this guy's up to. He's up to no good. He's gonna murder everybody. Who cares?
Making trouble in the neighborhood.
Yeah, started making trouble in the neighborhood. Yeah. So he hires them to break into the house, and they're idiots. So they're like, sure, because they're truly the dumbest fucking people that just ever exist. They're beyond believably dumb. Like they're beyond dumb, even like a level of like the Wet Bandits dumb.
Yes,
like they're beyond that. It's ridiculous.
Give me that. What are you doing? Give me this. I can't control myself. Stop it. Give me the stick. Do you want to go back to jail? Just give me the stick.
Will these two just give it a rest?
And also take a giant pair of like shears or whatever, or cable or clippers,
bolt cutters,
and just cut the freaking cut the power supply to the entire house and electrocute yourself.
And the worst
CG.
Imagine, you remember the moment in speaking of the Wet Bandits in Home Alone where not Marv, the other one, electrocutes himself. Imagine that. Make it the worst version of that you can possibly imagine. That's what's in this movie. Because that one in seeing Home Alone, they went through the effort. They have the cut-in shots of the fake skeleton. You know what I mean? Which is great. It's goofy, but it's hilarious and it looks fun. In this one, they literally just superimpose like a weird skeleton graphic.
That is not fit Coco.
That's not fit. I do want to talk about one moment before we get to the very end where he goes where Kevin James goes to visit the neighbor, Lance Hendrickson, and he goes inside, like I said, and the eyes are looking at him. The only other scene in this whole movie that made me laugh, he goes down to the basement, they're like having a chit chat in like the study in the basement, and Lance Hendrickson brings him some water and like hands him a glass of brown water. And this is the only time Gary Valentine has ever made me laugh other than when he's being mean to children in his entire life. Is he sits there and he's just like,
I'm good.
You're not thirsty?
Oh, no. No, I actually had a big lunch, so...
Drink it.
Okay.
So good.
Quite a glass of water you got there.
And his delivery of it, it's not like original or like you've seen that joke in a million things, but he does it well and it made me chuckle. So fine, good job.
I don't like furry cashews.
Who are you calling furry?
And a spider makes a joke about doing most of the legwork.
I do most of the legwork.
Fuck you. I hate this movie. Fuck you.
The Dog Who Saved Halloween. Brian Shilligo called it Fuck You.
but getting back to the point earlier where it's like, do ghosts actually exist in this or not? Because we have the eyes following him in the house, and then once they break into the house later after he hires them, they're walking around in this house, and there's a fucking moment where Joey Diaz walks past like a wall, and on the wall behind him
is his silhouette, but also a ghost version of it.
It starts like doing stuff.
Yeah, it acts independently.
Yeah, it's like Peter Pan's fucking shadow. It starts like doing hand signals and like dancing and doing shit.
Yeah.
And now I guess it's possible that you could do that in like with special, like he could be hiding somewhere with a light and have a friend who looks similar to Joey Diaz casting a shadow on. But that is like next level like nonsense. So that happens, and then there's like a moving suit of armor that is supposedly like
mechanized. Yeah, it's like it runs on electricity.
No bullshit. That thing moves absolutely like there's a human inside of it.
Well, clearly
because there is, obviously, because you can see their dick in one shot. But you didn't think I noticed, movie. I saw that dude in the armor's dick. I saw
saw that David Bowie-esque bulge.
Yeah, he's got that bulge going on. Especially, it's right when the dog jumps up on it, and you can see it's just like, I'm like, whoa, now you guys need to put a little something over that. Guy was a little excited to have that dog jumping on him.
Cod piece would be for.
Yeah, exactly. But no, we just get the whole view of all the peas and carrots.
Dance, magic dance, magic dance, magic dance.
Oh, this is the other thing. I need so the whole setup is that the neighbor's evil, but we all know he's gonna end up not being evil. It was the whole premise of the first one. It's the whole premise of fucking Home Alone and every one of these movies. It's the premise. It's like, ooh, I'm scared of the neighbor. They're fine. In this one, I need the movie to explain to me, and it never fucking does, why when one of the scenes they all leave the house, Lance Henriksen turns to his dog and it's like, they'll never see it coming.
I believe they're starting to suspect. 2 days, Medusa. Just 2 more days.
And then the dog evilly cackles as well. That makes no sense in the context of like, we're setting up a haunted house, which spoiler is what's going on. It doesn't, I don't get it, and I hate it. Can we get to the end of this so I can go drink or something? Or not do this anymore.
Brian is an alcoholic, and this did not help. So the scene where there was that scene where they were in the yoga thing too.
Oh, the fucking
was that to
yoga
get away
scene.
from?
I don't even know. They go. Okay, it's after he hires them. It's after Gary Valentine's like, hey, can you guys break into my house? And they're like, sure, but first we got to go do yoga.
We'd like to hear what you have to say, but we're late for our next appointment.
Okay, well, I'll tell you what. Zeus and I have nothing to do. Why don't we go with you on the next appointment? What kind of an appointment is it?
Yeah,
because reasons. So we
and
can
also
make
they're
fart
still
jokes.
in their jumpsuits the entire time.
Yeah, and then they're doing yoga.
Motherfucker!
I will fucking end. It's gonna be every 5 minutes you screaming and me turning around and threatening an inanimate object.
We need a new camera.
I know we do.
Ugh, someone please crack open a window.
Oh, there's one scene I gotta talk about before we get to the very end of this thing. Is there's a scene where they're all having a Halloween party. Gary Valentine's family is having a Halloween party. All the neighbors are there, and he sneaks off to go spy on the neighbors because he's got a walkie-talkie while Dean Cain and them.
Yeah, it's amazing. Okay, so his son walks into this
bedroom.
Walks into Gary Valentine's bedroom while he's doing the spying stuff, and he's got the dog there.
Yeah.
But the way it's positioned behind the bed.
Yeah, the bed frame's in front of him.
It looks like the kid walked in on something horrifying.
Yeah.
Someone's coming.
Come in. Hey.
Mom's looking for you.
Okay, yeah. Zeus and I are getting just the final touches on our costumes. We'll be right out.
And the way they play it is Gary Valentine is like, oh, hey, son, what's going on? Get off my dick, dog. Get off my dick. It's so fucking weird. It is.
Oh no. who was peanut butter and who was jelly in their
Oh,
conversation?
Jesus Christ!
Peanut butter, this is jelly. Peanut butter, this is jelly. What's your 20?
Yeah.
So they had code names of peanut butter and jelly, and I'm pretty sure Gary Valentine was peanut butter, and so he kept saying behind the door, "This is peanut butter. This is peanut butter." And you walk in with a dog like that. Oh boy!
Hey,
Mom's looking for you.
Okay, yeah. Zeus and I are getting just the final touches on our costumes. We'll be right out.
We definitely weren't spying on the neighbor's house.
And then we get a scene of them running around like we get like the spooky montage where they're in the house and it's like, whoa, scary things running around. Oh, then we get like a high speed
Times 3 speed.
Yeah, high speed shot of them like running in and out of doorways, bumping into each other. It's all the work. It's all just the most lazy, like, you could come up with this in an afternoon. You could write this movie in an afternoon.
Yes.
Literally in an app. Like, ugh.
But they were able to find a secret door behind a bookshelf, which admittedly was, it's
fine.
It's a fine set thing. Yeah. But, was it part of the home?
That'd be cool.
It does look like something that was built by a set design.
Yeah, it looks like it. I think they just set a bookcase on some wheels in front of a door and pushed it,
But Dean Cain and Coco Diaz get trapped in this room.
And fart a lot.
Great, Stewie.
Yep.
Lots of farting while that happens.
Discount Kevin James and his wife also get trapped up there looking for the two.
There's some clearly CG shots of a spider on Joey Diaz's face, or like they maybe scribbled a spider on his face. I don't know. And then this fireplace belches fire at him. It looks like Neil Breen fire.
There is the scene whenever they're running, they're trying to get out of the house because they get spooked, and then they have the Coco Diaz is hung over a door, asking Dean Cain to like either push him over. They see a dog, so he gets freaked out. He's like, pull me back. And Coco Diaz farts.
He farts fire. I forgot.
And they have a candle is lit, so he farts fire.
Kyle.
All over Dean Cain.
Pull back, Ted. Pull back. I'm pulling.
Pull. Kyle, I almost forgot about the scene where Joey Diaz farts fire on Dean Cain. Joey Diaz. Well, you guys make sure we heard that. Everybody out there heard that correctly. Joey Diaz farts fire on Dean Cain. Also, Lance Hendrickson's terrified of a remote control car. He's like horrified by the...
Yes.
Excuse me, I'd like to go home now. Excuse me.
And the dog starts driving the RC car, and we get a bunch of... This is where we get to the point where all of a sudden...
Get fake dog hands.
Doing everything.
All right, I want to try. There we go. Yeah. Whoa, look at him go.
For like the next 5 minutes. It's like driving a car.
Unplugging shit, playing a piano.
Fun.
He saves the day by moving the bookcase and then using his paws to put a book behind it so it doesn't move. It's
like a first edition sign. Just ruins the book by shoving it in there.
It's a Gutenberg Bible and he just like shoves it behind us. Yeah.
First edition of Hunt for Red October.
Is that worth something? I don't know. Okay. But yeah, we find out that Medusa, Hendrickson's dog, is fucking a cat. Cool. Good for them.
Rufus, please. I couldn't hurt him. He's my sweetheart.
We find out it was all just a plan for him to have a haunted house.
It means they're up to something. Countdown to 0 hour. Do you know what this means, Belinda?
Yes, George. Haunted house.
Yeah. Dude, that's the end. Can that be the end? But what else happens?
Lance Hendrickson, it turns out that he's a professor of theater.
I'm Professor Cornelius, the drama department.
Seriously, George?
Well, he's good.
Yeah, Cornelius, fuckface, whatever. I don't...
Brian is so happy to be here.
And then the movie refuses to end for another 10 minutes.
Yeah, they have to go to Frau's house and do some more Christmas gags.
The only other thing that matters in the rest of this movie is there's a line where the wife, whatever her name is, says to Hendrickson,
Professor Cole, on behalf of the entire Bannister family, I want to apologize for everything that has happened here tonight.
And I was like, I need you, look at me, to look down the barrel of the fucking camera when you say that.
Yes.
How dare you?
What a piece of shit film.
So bad.
Yes.
Fucking the worst bad. Never have I ever been more upset. Maybe. That's not true. Billy Owens, like, to be fair, it's not... I don't think it was as annoying as something like Billy Owens to me, but it was just so lazy and so boring and so uninteresting and so just nothing. It was nothing.
The blandest of bland stuff.
I fucking hated it, and it's yep. Let's stop talking about it. Bad. Don't watch it ever. Burn it. If you find a copy of it at a Walmart, do something horrible to it, videotape it, and send it to us. We'll post it on social media. As long as it's legal. Don't do anything illegally terrible to it.
Yes.
Kyle,
ideally torture somebody like Clockwork Orange style. With
it. Yes. Like hold their eyes open and make them watch it. That would
I mean, you want some rehabilitation. That's a good start.
Yeah, you want to fuck with somebody. That I don't know, man. That's dark. Kyle, what's going on? You do the plugs?
So Brian has a
no, don't do that. Talk about the Patreon. So I'll do the podcast.
All right, gotcha. Okay, I was wondering what order we were going to do it in.
Yeah,
so you can, of course, support us on Patreon. We have multiple tiers that you can support us on. At $2 tier, that gets you access to our podcast, as well as early access episodes whenever we can get them out. As well as a $5 Patreon, you get an entire backlog of stuff, as well as our Broken Dream series that shows us.
I added a $10 tier. It doesn't do anything, but it'd be cool.
It got a $10. So Brian has a podcast called This Film Is Lit.
I got this part. I got a podcast called This Film Is Lit. We're talking about movies that are based on books. When this is out, the episode that will be out is... the episode that will be coming out right after this comes out is Interview with the Vampire for Halloween. Which is... it's. I haven't watched it yet, but I'm interested to see it. Have you seen it? Interview with the Vampire? Yeah. You like it? Is it a good movie?
It's all right.
It looks fucking wild. Yeah, no, I know. I mean, I know who's in it. It's got all kinds of people in it. It's got a 12-year-old Kirsten Dunst, and it's got all kinds of people in it. It looks fucking nuts.
It's weird.
Yeah, no, I know. I watched the trailer and I was like, I'm here for this weird shit. Like this looks great.
Interviewing Monsters is currently possibly in distribution hell. So it may or may not. It absolutely in distribution hell at this point. So it will maybe possibly never come out.
Cool.
So we'll find out later.
And there was one other thing. Merch. We got a merch store. Go buy our tpublic.com and search for Good Bad or Bad Bad. You can get whatever you want.
Just keep watching movies.
Yeah. Happy Halloween. Happy Halloween. Happy Halloween. Go get candy and we'll do adult Halloween stuff. Bye.